All right, as you can see, today is the end of the green streak. On my main accounts, I'm basically down 0.2 R. I took a loss and then a win, and we'll go over that soon. You can see here, 2 trades only, so no overtrading or anything. And let's go over the charts now. The video is a little bit late because the last trade I was in it for a long time, so I just left to go to the gym and I was going to manage it while I was there. And then after the gym, I had a flat tire, so I'm just a little bit late today, but it's fine. It's the weekend anyways. All right, so the bias, we're basically just carrying on that framework from, I think it was Wednesday, FOMC, where we had this SMT within this weekly fair value gap. All right, obviously YM is still not at all-time highs. It's all the way up here. And RTY is the same thing, using this weekly gap, and then this is the all-time high right here. All right, so pretty bullish. Also because of the fact of when it formed. The low of the week formed on a Thursday, so Friday should expand. And then here it's technically lows on Tuesday. There's some SMT, but it's just kind of consolidation and expansion. So I'm setting bullishness just obviously on NQ. There's nothing to really target, so it is what it is. I think I took a look at the 4-hour and 6-hour, but if I'm being honest, I didn't really see anything. I basically just used the 1 hour. So coming into the session, I just wanted sells because I don't even know if there is SMT down here at these lows, but regardless, we're just consolidating. We didn't actually expand away, so I want to see this get reswept, especially because we have SMT at the current high of day, right, with YM reaching all the way above this high. Right, and then if you do advanced premium discount from the high that got swept to the most recent low, we are in equilibrium pretty much. The high is made in premium and not deep premium, so I'm bearish. I want to see a resweep of these lows. And yeah, so coming into the open, we do make a fair value gap. All assets are expanding away from this SMT, but instead of having a universal sequence where we have SMT fill, they all come into this gap. And what we do get is a roof pattern, which is basically just 2-stage SMT, where I'm now expecting NQ or YM really to, after this 2-stage, to come down to these lows. But I chose YM because it's like this. You can't really go wrong, but basically we have this higher time frame SMT than this smaller time frame SMT. And it's basically another advanced premium discount because this high just got ran out on NQ. But on YM, we are in equilibrium within a 15-minute gap. All right, so I'll take pretty much whichever one actually offers the sells, especially because YM's daily profile is also not really that good. It's a very lackluster move, so you definitely want to see at least one of them sweep out lows again. And then some people were bullish on NQ because there's a 2-stage SMT in this gap. It was it's a string switch, I think. It was right here, I think the 845 low. All right, it's a bearish candle and it gets taken out by the 9 o'clock candle, so it's technically a 2-stage PSP, but to me it's kind of just a pattern trade because of the lows that we left. You can trust equal lows when we expand away and form gaps, but honestly this expansion away, right, in this leg, it doesn't really move that far distance-wise in my opinion, and then there's just one gap, so I mean it's not that bad, but I just didn't like it, especially with these lows. I'm not going to trust that, especially trying to trade that before the open, which is what I was looking for initially. So it is what it is. And at the open, you can see NQ just pumps, makes new high today, while YM is dumping. So my first trade, I take YM. All right, I let it close. I'm not chasing, and I just take this 1-minute gap entry. To these lows, I basically just force it to be 2-to-1, so it's something like this. And then when I do get triggered in, it just stops me out. It ends up sweeping out this high. So this is a SMT with RTY actually. And then on the 1 minute it goes, and I didn't even see this closure. I wasn't looking at it, like saw it when it was like down here. So I actually set a limit, kind of a little bit tilty, but like it should hit, honestly. Like I wouldn't expect us to trade away from this. But you know what it does? Runs, hold on, where's it at? 1.8 R. I'll be break even, then I come back, take me at break even again. So I did have a limit on. I just took it off because it was not a very good trade, and RTY actually did hit these lows. If you, where are they at? Right here. So this first run lower, RTY did not hit the lows, so there's no SMT. Then this little retracement from 932 to 34 is where I got stopped out pretty much. And then RTY obviously stayed low in the range and then took the lows. I would never take RTY though, just because the risk reward was pretty bad, and YM, there's no reason why it shouldn't trade down there. But yeah, by it was around this time, 9:43. Like there's already SMT there, and I am bullish for the day. Right, I believe that YM is just it's like a couple of open. I believe YM is the liar here. I think it's gonna go higher eventually, so I decided to take it off and wait for an actual good setup, right? Which ended up being a good choice, because if I did get triggered in, I would have got stopped out. And here's the trade, right? Took the pictures a little bit late, but same thing I'm talking about. 2-stage and the fair value gap, advanced premium discount. And yeah, just take this 1 minute at the open, get stopped out, and that's that. All right, but now obviously we have this SMT with this low, right? And then RTY, I think it's pretty high probable because we have SMT with the current low of the day. It's also extending away, and it's also lining up with the new week opening gap. Right, and then I'll ask to start to trade away. I can't trade this because the 90-minute candle is not aligned. It is a reversal candle. So even though like the new 4-hour opens up here, I'll probably have a small wick. The 90-minute I have to wait till like 10:10, 10:20 to get in, which didn't really matter because as you can see, the CSD happened, well, like 9:57 was when the candle closed, and it went way above here. And there's no way I would take this in real life, just because on the 1 minute, because there's not really a defined set of opposing candles. This small one is way too low in the range, too risky. This one I wouldn't really count that as a propulsion block, so it just leaves me on both. And I did set a limit like in the midpoint of this gap. We just never come back to it before taking out this high. Let's adjust this. All right, so we take out this high, and then there was some chances to buy, but it was never with like some kind of SMT and string switch with YM. Like there was this gap here. There's like an SMT fill at one point. I think it was like 15-minute, but then ultimately it failed. And I see YM's expanding lower. Make this gap. I did try to find a short in here, but I didn't see anything that I liked. It was really low in the range, and I wanted to wait for a 30-minute gap at some point because the sequence wasn't really like in the order that I would want it to actually take a trade on it. And instead I just waited for YM to take out this low. So this would be SMT break, but also a 2-stage SMT and a string switch, because at the moment RTY is still staying high in the range. It's still being strong. So I want to see this happen, which that's what we get. We take out this low in this candle, I'm pretty sure right here. And when YM takes this low out at 11:15, RTY has already made a change of state delivery over. So I literally just market enter when the SMT is created within this candle. I think my entry was, it wasn't quite the order block I just market entered, but it was pretty much right here. And yeah, this high was only like 1.4 R, so I was aiming for all-time highs, which was like 2.4, 2.5 R. Okay. And we'll just go through the trades now. All right. And here's the first trade. Right at the open. Get triggered in. and then it comes back on me. I ended up losing more than 1R. It was like 1.1R or something like that. I think I'll check the copier at the end of this. Yeah, that's like 346, which is like 1.1, like 1.15 really. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it was slippage or if I was over risk. I think I was fine with the risk though, so that's fine. It is what it is. Not really, because on this account I'm risking heavier on, it's supposed to be a $450 loss, but instead I lose like 526, so it's like $70 extra, which kind of a big deal-ish. But yeah, here's my trade here, right? We have the SMT just made, and I just mark it execute. Took me a little bit. I was like setting some stuff up, but here we go. Yeah, I'm just sitting in here forever, pretty much. Oh yeah, right. This candle, it was like Trump. He was talking about something, I think maybe about raising tariffs again. So we had a couple scary spikes. We'll wait for it to, yep. All the way back to break even after almost hitting this high. I say in because there's nowhere to go break even. We only have one opposing candle. So we don't even have an opposing candle, really. So there's nothing to do. And it's only a wick, so I'm assuming that it still wants to go higher. It's just a news-driven thing. So if we close over this, then I can move my stop loss, which we don't. We keep on just jerking around. I don't remember where the next, maybe this candle, I think. He was talking about something else. All right, this comes lower again. Yeah, you get the idea. Go through a lot of drawdown. I'm pretty sure that the trade is going to lose, especially because on YM, like, it is not reversing at all. Let's say like an hour in this trade or something like that, probably. Something like, it's probably too far. Something like this is fine, yeah. But YM is, right, we take out, obviously low a day, but it's not reversing from this SMT at all, and it even comes down to take, it's like a 4-hour low, I think. No, I don't know what it was. What time frame I saw it on? I think it was this like, I don't know, something like random 30-minute low. It just keeps on going. It's not reversing at all, so it's just my RTY trade is really struggling. My kind is consolidating, and eventually, yeah, all right, I'm not gonna go break even early. You can see here, I'm saying I'm not gonna go break even unless price makes a new high. All right, I've overmanaged before. I'm not gonna do it again, and I'm probably gonna get stopped out. Right, I'm accepting that. I'm gonna probably lose, but I said I don't care. I can't exit. I'm gonna follow my rules. And yeah, I just ended the recording to go to the gym. I said if it somehow makes it to the high, I'll just manage it at the gym, which that did happen. Shortly after, I left the house. We end up, it was like down here when I left, and then we like it just expanded for no reason, pretty much. Then we made a new high, so I went break even. And then it ran like 1.8R, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lower my TP to 2R instead of all-time highs. And then I tried my stop loss to a 1-to-1 because I already lost the trade, so I'm like, I'd rather just end the day either with full TP to end the day green, or just get a break even, which I got break even. Or I mean, I got 1R, which made me break even on the day. And you can see, even if I left it on, it still would have edged my TP. So it looks like I made the right choice. If it wasn't a PM session on a Friday, it probably would have hit all-time highs, but obviously it's not today. And then to coupling, YM's it just sold super hard. You see all the same drawings, got the strength switch, the new week opening gap, entered over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, it was a red day overall, so that is a end to my 8-day green streak. 4 here, 4 here. Today is the first. It's going to be a red day. But either way, I'm still up. It kind of depends, because I took like one extra loss on this account. On the other one, I'm up like 2K, but pretty much like a 4.8R week. So that's like 2 weeks in a row that I basically made 5R, so that's good. This week was a lot better in terms of, I think, my win rate and like trade frequency. So yeah, this week I had 1 trade, 2, 3, 5, 6. So 7 trades this week. That's a little bit more than I'd like, but that's still fine with me, really. So did not overtrade this week, didn't tilt at all. I think I followed all of my rules. I think maybe one day I took that extra trade, but it is what it is. Obviously, I wanted the payout today, but we couldn't get it. And I'm fine accepting that. Right now, the accounts are in a good spot. This one is still, it's a little bit under the buffer by like 80 bucks, but it's close enough it won't matter when I actually take another trade. This one's like 300 away, so let's say I get a full win Monday, I can still get a small payout there and a full one here. And I'm also planning to change my risk up. Instead of just one account being like 450 per risk and the other being 300, I'm just gonna make all of them 400 per trade. So that's 5 trades of breathing room before the accounts are blown, which I think is more than enough room for me, especially with my current win rate, following all my rules and everything. I don't want to cap my upside too much, so I think that's reasonable. I think that's all I wanted to discuss in today's video. Obviously, I did take a video at the gym of just me getting stopped out. Right, we'll stop us up here at 1 hour. It must have not been quite 1 hour since I'm still down somewhat, a decent amount. But yeah, that is the day. Sorry for the late video. But yeah, next week should be interesting, probably similar stuff. It's been expanding a lot. It's probably might have some retracement or might just keep on making more all-time highs. I think there's been some positive war news, so we'll see what happens. But yeah. Then also, for this week, I actually could have had like 7R if on Tuesday we went over how I should have taken TP at 2R instead for like those big range trades. So I could have definitely been up more this week, but that's fine. And then I also dropped gold. I took like one trade on gold this week, which is the one. Yeah, I only took like one trade on gold where it ended up being a break even. And then I kind of just didn't really look at it that much this week. I did buy one Apex account because they have a 90% off sale. So I'll just leave metals for that because I just don't really trade them that well for some reason. So it is what it is. This is a good week. Got a small payout. We're in a good position with the rest of the accounts for more payouts and scaling. So it's going to be all for me. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next week.